Hey there, Ranger Nation. It's Nate, and welcome to the Webcast with Attitude, LR4. And this is episode 163, Chill Out. No, that's the actual title of the episode. Chill Out. You'll see why in a bit, but let me double check, make sure everything's working. Okay, so guys, before we get started here, I just want to let you know, make sure you can put your topic, you can put your questions or join in the conversation in the comment section on this stream. But we got a lot of topics to cover. But before we do that, let me introduce you to my more phenomenal co-host. We've got Rick.
Yeah, I was the only one crazy enough to show up this week.
So, Rick, how was your week, man?
Once I got done working for this week, it actually improved. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we're gathering a lot of topics to talk about, guys. News here and there and all that fun stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Our first topic is Super 7, Wave 3 of the Ultimate figures. So there's a look at them all together, which includes the Blue Ranger, Black Ranger, Megazord, the Megazord, Finster, and Lord Zedd. Now we're gonna go ahead and show these individually because they do have images for these figures. Start with the Blue Ranger. And here's some of his accessories he comes with. Holy God. I love what they do with these. Now, I love what they do with these figures. I like how they include all three modes of the Blade Blaster. They include the Blaster mode, the Blade mode, and the Holster mode. And it does come with two portrait head sculpts. One with Billy having the glasses, one without Billy having the glasses. And then if you look right here, you've got the Power Lance they used for the automorphing figures and the retromorphing figures.
Yeah, they even have the Power Blaster for that too.
Oh yeah. Oh, they also have that foam cannon thing they use in the show that was used once against Grumblebee. And then they got the Power Lance that separates and puts together, and then you got the other individual smaller ones. You got his Morpher and his Power Crystal. Okay, next up, we're going to go into Finster, the monster sculptor himself. And some of his accessories that he comes with is right here. Got a bunch of different hands, and then a sculpting tool. Unlike the Lightning Collection figure, the only sculpting tool that comes out, it looks like to be the scalpel thing, the shaper.
It actually looks like that's a separate piece.
Yeah, that is a separate piece.
I mean, the Lightning Collection also came with a briefcase for the putties.
Right.
Whereas this does not. But it does come with the little putties. And it comes with Pudgy Pig and King Spinks. And
then also it comes with a monocle that he could use for his sculpting.
Yeah, the Lightning Collection one has that as well.
Yeah.
But the only reason I would buy this one is for the Pudgy Pig and King Spinks putty molds. I'm sorry.
It's pretty fascinating what they could do with this. Next up, guys. Now, before you ask, this is not showing this is just showing the figure off, but there's something else.
This is actually showing two products.
This one is for the throne.
Yes.
Guys, they are releasing Lord Zedd's throne by itself.
Yes, but this is made for the 7-inch figure.
I bet you anything, you could probably, if you wanted to, you could probably use the 6-inch figure if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. But it does look cool.
The thing is, this here is from the DC storyline with, or the DC figures, which are 7-inch figures. So you got the 7-inch figure actually fit in there quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Then, one of the 6-inch Marvel Legends figures, the Stan Lee, can actually fit, but as you see, the feet are a little shorter, and he does somewhat look a little out of place in the chair because 1 inch in height for the figures doesn't sound like a lot,
but it does make a big difference.
But it adds a lot to the figure because, like, waist and everything can be slightly larger. So,
and what I like about, I'll say right this, guys,
it would definitely still work.
Yeah. What I do like about this design is because in the back it has the Z as well.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking awesome.
It's like I have a 3D printed Z Throne for 6-inch figures.
All right.
Which I think I've shown off on here before.
Yeah. Go ahead and show that off and we'll compare it to the one that's on the hair.
Oh. I ended up having to paint it, but.
Hold on a sec. All right. So, okay. So the silver, there's no silver in the back of it, but that would have been really cool if you had like some sort of silver metallic paint you could use.
Yeah. Like I said, I had to paint this one. It was 3D printed. And that's only coming with the throne. It's not coming with the
figure,
face.
No. So,
but the eyes on the throne are painted, and that is cool.
Yeah. So this
I might actually have to go back to mine.
So anyway, this will be sold separately. It is I'm probably going to have to do this a little bit later, trying to put everything in the description for you where you can buy these figures and everything. So that'll be a little bit later, either tonight or maybe later tomorrow. I'll keep you guys. You'll just have to check back later. So anyway, next up, we've got the Dino Megazord, which is the Mighty Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is another 7-inch figure, or I think it's a lot bigger. I don't know. I can't remember.
I think it's about 8 or 9 inches.
Right. And this one includes the pink and yellow Ranger little minifigure that comes with it. It has 2 different hand, one for the left and one for the right. No, that's right. Yeah, anyway. And then it also comes with the Mastodon shield and the power coin. The tribal coin. Mm-hmm. And it comes with the power sword. I like the look of this figure. Would I get it? Probably not, because I don't have any room for it. But yeah, I'm still trying to make room for other things. And the next up, we've got the Black Ranger. And that includes Zach's head sculpt and Adam's head sculpt. And then we've got the Green Ranger shield, the Dragon shield. All 3 different modes for the Blade Blaster, and then his Morpher and Power Crystal, and 2 different versions of the Power Axe, one from the automorphing figures and one that's fully painted. Now, I don't know if this one can actually turn into.
It does look like it, solely because you see the slit.
So you might have to keep an eye out for that, because I haven't seen anybody review these yet, but I'll have to keep an eye out.
Well, I don't think they're out yet.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that came out before and they pre-ordered them. Like ones like Wave 1 and stuff.
Have we got a Pink Ranger in those waves yet?
I think so.
That's actually out?
I don't think it's out yet, but I know it's already been in one of the waves. That would be
probably the first sign if it's combinable or not, depending on the power bow.
Well, also, the Pink Ranger was part of Wave 2. This is Wave 3. Yep. So then he comes with that, I think that's the foam cannon thing, the little foam blaster thing. Or maybe, I don't know. I know he used that in the show.
Mm-hmm. I like that it comes with the different arms.
Yep. And next up, we got Lord Zed himself. He comes with 3 growth bombs, two head sculpts, which I don't see the. Okay, maybe this one has a little bit different, but his Z staff, his
I think
hands,
that
and
one's smiling a little bit more.
yeah, and this and the snake that turns into the Z staff. So that's pretty cool that he comes with that.
The visor's a little bit brighter.
That's true. And I do like how that looks, though. The Z, the snake comes with a snake. That's awesome. And
I like the fact that one of the hands is just him pointing.
Yeah, you son of a. And next up, we've
last time, Goldar.
Yeah,
I shall cast Rita aside for that.
And now we've got the wave 3 of the reaction figures, which include the Dragon Zord in battle mode, and Rito and Billy, the Blue Ranger, Squat, and Babu. Now, the Yellow Ranger is supposed to be a part of this wave. They just haven't put her in there in the image. So I guess when they shot this, they didn't have it ready. But here's some of the images that you'll be able to see. So here are the first 5 of out of the 6 that will be released.
Maybe they dropped Yellow Ranger.
It's on the back of the box, apparently.
Oh.
So they do this all the time, though. They don't really, I don't know. But anyway, so here's an individual image of the Blue Ranger, individual image of Rito, and the individual image of the Dragon Zord in battle mode.
Go back.
To where?
Right there. Rito's got a gun.
Yep, he's got a... Did he have that in the show?
He had a cannon.
His sword was the blaster, wasn't it?
His sword could turn a lot, but it did not turn into a gun that I'm aware of. He had strange. A cannon that would form around his hand.
Arm. Oh, his arm, yeah.
But I don't think he ever had a gun.
I don't know. I'll think of it. Wait, hold on. Go back to the boxes. Yep, they include that in the box too. What the hell? I have to go back and watch the show again.
Yeah. Maybe that's their whole goal for that, is to get people to rewatch the show to see if Rito had the gun.
Yep. So there's a look at the Super 7 figures. Now, Rick, by looking at all of these, what we just went through, what do you think of the Ultimate Wave 3 figures? And which one would you be willing to buy?
Well, I mean, the thing is, with the Ultimate 7 figures, the Megazord actually seems like it would be a great buy because, let's face it, it's the Megazord. It's about 8.5 inches tall there. Just to have a somewhat posable Megazord.
Right.
You know, Finster, the only reason to buy Finster is just for the 2 little figurines of Pudgy Pig and King Sphinx. That, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, if you're collecting these instead of the Lightning Collection, then, you know, you got to have them all.
By all means.
But, I mean, Lord Zed's selling point is that he's also getting his throne as a separate figure.
Yeah.
And he's got the snake.
Well, also, I think if you get this all together in one bundle, it's like $300-something. But
good Lord, how much are they trying to sell the throne for? Oh wait, probably 50.
Something like around
60, a
little bit.
They're about what, $50 a piece?
Something like that. But yeah, so my opinion, my thing is,
you're buying the throne for the same price as a figure.
Well, actually, it's $65 for the throne.
Oh, so you're paying more.
I think I'll have to look back, but anyway, my take on these Ultimate figures, they're cool. They're not bad looking at all.
They don't seem to be as posable.
Well, actually, if you look at them, like the Blue Ranger, they are as posable as Lightning Collection figures.
Well, they're not solely because, I mean, look at the leg joints. It's only a single joint, and just like with the arms, it's a single joint instead of the double joint.
But what's
The
cool is
figures have.
if you look at it, he can actually turn his foot if you
Yeah,
wanted to do that. But it's still these
they can
figures.
do that too with the boots for most of them.
Yeah, and with these figures, they're still good
I'm not saying
quality.
they're not posable. I'm just saying
Right.
I feel that the Lightning Collection actually has a little bit more posability
Yeah,
because you got the
I get
double
what you're
joint
saying.
on the, even with the Marvel Legends, you get the double joint. I could pull down a turtle. Hell, I could pull this out.
All right. Oh, you finally picked one up?
No,
Was that your pre-order?
yeah, I got
Yeah.
white too.
I already just I went ahead and picked up the Pink Ranger because it was right there, and then I canceled my pre-order for the Pink Ranger and just wait for the White Ranger to come, and I finally got it. So yeah, I mean, these figures are pretty cool.
I mean, and then Billy comes with the foam gun. Zach comes with his little extra accessory. They come with the morpher, the power crystal, the little figurines with the Zords. I mean, there is good things about these.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong on that. If you collect these over the Lightning Collection, then yeah, I mean, it's a must buy for everybody there.
Well, let's put it this way, guy. Let me
If
put
you're
it this
collecting
way.
both, still must buy.
Well,
If
yeah,
you're
definitely.
short on money, maybe somebody doesn't want some of these extra accessories, and hopefully we'll sell them on like third party site, not too expensively, so that people like me can afford them.
Yeah, and with this though, like I
Just
said, these
post your
figures. I
sales
mean,
on Friday so I can buy them.
so with these figures, I mean, like I said, these are collectible worthy. And like Rick said, they're collectible worthy. The reaction figures, those are fine if you just like to have something to display, just for little figurines. I mean, I have the Red Ranger. I know Rick has. I got him the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
So
I haven't actually been able to find the Zords, which are probably the only ones I'd be willing to buy. And that's just because me.
right.
These reaction figures are extremely popular. I know that for a fact because my Target got a whole set of them in minus the Zords, or at least they didn't have the Zords out. And they had like Goldar, Scorpina, Red Ranger, Pink Ranger, I believe.
Yeah.
And after 2 days, they were all gone. There's Turtles that do these. There's a few other shows that have the reaction figures made for them, all the same size, all fully posable as as posable as these things are.
Yeah.
And I mean, my only sticking point with that is the price. You see, they're I believe a little bit off scale
18.
from like the Star Wars vintage line.
Yeah. Well, the price range is like it's like $18.
Yeah. But the thing is, these I would say would be more for little kids.
Right.
And I'm not talking little kids. I'm talking, 5-6-year-olds. The ones that are old enough to know not to put small objects in their mouth.
Apparently, they have an age on here, 14 plus. Interesting. Right here.
Yeah. So.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Rick's really thinking hard on this one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just think that, if you want to collect the ultimate, I mean, like Rick said, and I agree with him on this, that, if you're trying to skip on getting the Lightning Collection, and going for more towards these figures. I understand that. But you got to remember, guys, they are only doing Mighty Morphin. They haven't said if they're going to do any other seasons after this because they've got so much Mighty Morphin to release.
Mm-hmm.
So more than likely, they're going to stick with Mighty Morphin when it comes to Super 7. Unlike the Lightning Collection, where they branch to other seasons.
I mean, the thing is, the people who are collecting the Ultimate 7 are people who really love Mighty Morphin and want Mighty Morphin.
Right.
And so they're probably hoping to get some other seasons like Zeo or In Space or maybe Turbo.
Yeah.
But they're completely fine with a lot of Mighty Morphin.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of Mighty Morphin fans out there.
And I got to say, what Super 7 is doing with these figures and everything.
Buy everything Mighty Morphin.
I mean, what they're doing with Mighty Morphin with Super 7, I like it. I like what they're doing. I like that they're also doing more like upscale figures as well instead of just doing the smaller figures. So yeah, but that's it for that part. Guys, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is Legacy Wars. Now, guys, before I get into this, let me state this, all right? They announced this. They showed a little image of this character that supposedly will look like it was to be an April Fool's prank. Well, Legacy Wars pulled a fast one on us and said, no, this is not an April Fool's prank. It is actually happening. We are including this character in Legacy Wars. And that character is... Oh, boy.
Skull!
Eugene Skullovich. Skull, the Orange Ranger from the annual comic. What else can I say about this?
Well,
let me just say this. Is it bad that I like them doing this? Because it's so ridiculous. It's perfect for them doing Skull as a Ranger in Legacy Wars.
just show them the other one.
Oh, yeah, Rick. Yeah, it doesn't stop there. So, guys, if you remember this announcement at PMC 2018, they were doing Jack D. Thomas as the Hyperforce Yellow Ranger, which Paul Schreier was in the RPG series, Power Rangers Hyperforce. They're including a skin. You can see the skin right here, and here it is. The Bulkmeyer Purple Ranger.
Hell yeah.
Can't have Skull without Bulk.
Yep.
So
everyone wanted to know when Skull was going to get added in.
No,
they could have had Skull without giving him Bulk.
I'm going to say this right now. Everything they've done with Legacy Wars has been awesome.
A lot of the things that they've added to Legacy Wars have become Lightning Collection figures as well.
And guys, if we do not get a Bulk and Skull 2-pack of these Rangers at some point, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. I'll be saying, why not?
Nate, you didn't see what they announced this morning, did you?
Oh, you're funny.
I'm not joking.
Send me a link.
Okay, I'm joking.
Okay. Exactly. But guys,
you just take my word for it.
I'll tell you right now, if Hasbro does not do a Lightning Collection of this, that's a missed opportunity. I can tell you one thing right now. People would buy this.
Yes.
You know people would buy this. I would buy it because of how ridiculous and crazy to even think that Paul Schreier became a Power Ranger. But even to picture them, oh my God. I still want them to do Hyperforce as figures, but this is just too good. How could you, guys? I'll tell you right now. Go download Legacy Wars and play as these characters. I can say, just do it.
I mean, at this point, why not?
I mean,
I'm probably gonna consider re-downloading the game to do it.
this is just too much. But anyway, guys, if you want to definitely download this game, and I mean, it's a fun game, you know, but God, I just have a distinct feeling that this is going to be the next thing they're going to do for the Battle for the Grid.
Hey guys, guess what? Lightning Collection news. Hasbro will turn around and be like, Fan First Friday, Power Rangers edition. And then 10 minutes in, they'll be like, oh, by the way, Bulk and Skull 2-pack, have a nice day.
That would be a very short.
Right at the end, just before they cut off the stream.
It's like, all right, so Rick, I've got to ask, man, about Legacy Wars. What do you think of them adding?
I am actually tempted to re-download the game just to play those two figures. Those two characters. Yeah. Can't say figures yet.
Who knows? Hasbro's like, I think it's time for Lightning Collection figures with these guys.
Hell yes. I mean, they know if they do that, they will sell.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Schreier and Jason Narvi would probably buy those out to sell at their booth.
I'm surprised nobody's made a custom figure of these yet. So, but speaking of Lightning Collection, guys, I'm going to bring this up right now. I talked about this on my Facebook Live, but not too much detail. We did have a Fan First Tuesday for Power Rangers and Transformers. Transformers got more time than Power Rangers did.
And the individuals that they threw up for the Power Ranger one didn't seem like they knew what the hell they were even talking about.
Now, granted,
it almost felt like I was watching my dad.
Let me just say this, all right? Listen, I know a lot of people were very disappointed in the Fan First Tuesday. But you got to remember, guys.
It wasn't a Fan First Friday, so they weren't going to put everything into it.
Well, not even that. It wasn't just Power Rangers. They were talking about, like, Transformers, and they had a lot of talk about Transformers because they had everything ready for that. But Power Rangers, they only have certain things ready to reveal because they can only show so much. They re-showed the Lord Draken helmet and the voice changer on there, and then you had the Jason and Trini swappable costumes 2-pack.
Well, the swapped costumes, they're not swappable.
Swap colors. So yeah, which are both GameStop exclusives, I believe. But so with that said, guys, you got to remember they can only reveal as much as they can during these. And, you know, I mean, yeah, was it short? Yes. But was I satisfied with what we got? Yes. Which we're going to get into right now. If you guys have got your Ninja Ranger figures, well, it's time to add. They still haven't released blue or black yet. Hasn't been shipped out yet. But you guys can now pre-order all the rest of this wave, including Rocky, Aisha, and Catherine. So let me show you the individual. So there's the one with Steve Cardenas. I mean, they're getting there. They're getting there with the head sculpt. But, you know, You got to remember, guys, they're using these. They're sculpting it based off a portrait.
They're basing it off of non-HD television images,
Mm-hmm.
non 4K.
Yeah, and here is the Catherine figure, which is really cool looking. And then we've got Aisha. Now,
And I think that they put more work into Aisha and Catherine than they did Rocky.
now with this figure right here, they do include the head sculpt. They just didn't have an image for it in with his background. So yeah, I mean, I love the look of it. Now, which I'm glad that they're actually releasing. Instead of waiting on releasing Catherine later, they decided to release her with this set, with these three, with the rest of them. So that way you don't have to worry about getting her later. Next part of this topic, we are finally getting another role-playing weapon. And that is the Lightning Collection Power Sword. I love the look of the Power Sword. It's cool, a nice design, and it does have a sensor in there. We can put your hand over it, add the light effect, and then it has other features on the side. Now, I'm going to have to talk about this. There was an issue. There was an issue with the pricing. Right when this went up, the price said $24.99. $24.99, which would have been which is $25 and some odd, tax and everything. That's when the Power Sword sold out like that. And I'll admit, I did pre-order it for that price, but I'll tell you right now, that ain't the price. That was not supposed to be the price.
Oh, no.
The price is...
All those got canceled.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Let me get to that. I'll tell you right now. This cost $219.99. $299.99. Plus that would be like $220. Now, with this mistake, they let everybody know. They sent out an email saying, listen, we have canceled your pre-order due to the fact there was a glitch in the system and we had to fix it. So
we weren't going to honor the price.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there's still a little typo here. Includes power lance and display stand. I don't see no power lance in here. I see a sword. I don't see that's what it says in the description. They still haven't fixed. Kind of threw the ball there, didn't you, Hasbro? And what I do like about this right here, look for other Lightning Collection role-playing items, including helmets, other Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Blaster weapons, and morphers. So that means it looks like we are going to be, well, they already said the Power Lance because they already gave that away, but it looks like we will be getting some more weapons down the road. Now, this is what I want to mention to everybody, okay? Before we move on to the next part of this topic.
This is going to be one hell of an expensive Power Blaster.
Yeah. I will tell you right now.
Buy it.
Well, yeah, definitely. But, guys, for those of you that are disappointed that they did not honor that price, I'm going to say this here and now. No way in hell will they put all that money into making an item like this and then say, oh, we're going to go ahead and honor the price that you paid for.
Hey, no,
Rick, they would lose the money. They would lose the money. They would lose the money. I'm saying that right now.
If Hasbro had honored that price, we would never get another power weapon released.
Exactly.
Because people would expect the cheaper price going forward. And Hasbro would have lost so much money that by the time they got done producing enough of these to fill those orders, instead of it having all the lights and features and everything in there, it would be a block of wood. And even then, that may not actually be true. It might just be styrofoam.
Yeah.
Because what actually would probably cost more than producing that right now. So it would probably just be a box of styrofoam and with a thing inside that says assemble at your own risk.
I'm telling you right now, guys, like I said, guys, they would have lost a lot of money on this.
Don't get me wrong. I would have loved for them to honor the price.
Oh, so would have I. I would have liked it too, but being realistic, no. Guys, it's just because, you got to understand
that power sword, if they did that for that $25, would be smaller than this.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a letter opener.
And
Speaking
guys,
of which, this would be the power sword.
More than likely. And guys, just remember, okay?
They would not release a full size.
Yeah. They would not honor that price. So you guys got to be realistic. And, if for any of you guys that still have your legacy power sword, good, because I don't have one. So
I don't think it'll be compatible.
No. I need to, hopefully I'm going to try to get some more, I'm going to get the money up to buy this because, I can't imagine this is going to sell out anytime soon due to the fact that the price.
There are enough people that were pissed off not to reorder.
Oh, yeah.
And then there were people like me who weren't going to order it, saw the price, said,
screw it.
Okay, I'll find room for it. And then they did what they did. And I'm just like, figures. Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But anyway, so next up on the top of this topic, the Lightning Collection from Hasbro Pulse Fan First Tuesday. Guys, remember the Zord Ascension Project Dino Megazord? Well, we are going to be getting the Zord Ascension Project Dragon Zord. Now, guys, this is not a final product. This is just a prototype of what they've shown. It will have more. It will look a lot better, a little more shine to it of what I saw. So be patient until we haven't gotten any other information of how much it's going to be. There hasn't been anything pre-order for it, but once it comes up, we'll be talking about this later because they don't have anything other images besides the ones I have right here. So there's a look at the Dragon Zord and some of his accessories that comes with it. And then you've got these right here. And also, if you notice, it does combine with the Zord Ascension Dino Megazord. So that's cool.
For Dragon Zord battle mode.
Mm-hmm. And also, if you notice the little things right there, they do have little little mini figurines right there of him posing or contacting the Dragon Zord. And I didn't get an image of this, but that part right there on the top of the head, this goes up, and there is the Green Ranger in the cockpit, which is very rare, considering he wasn't in the cockpit a lot during that show. And here's a little bit of a 360 spin and digital rendering of the Dragon Zord. So with that said, guys, I'm glad what they're doing with the Zord Ascension project. It gives us more opportunity to get these Zords. Now, with that said, what makes you kind of worry about Titanus, doesn't it? Oh, Titanus is going to be a shit ton of money.
Always is.
So, but anyway, guys, I would say, Rick, from all the announcements we've had here for the Lightning Collection, Ninja, the last three of the Ninjetti figures, and the Ninja Ranger figures, and then the Power Sword, and then the Dragon Zord Ascension Project. What do you think of what they announced at the at this this thing?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not bad. I mean, I wish that, you know, it could have been, a little bit better put together, better presented, probably had, a little more knowledge of the product.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, make it a little bit longer, because they would have had more knowledge of the product.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you on that.
You see, I don't even have an issue with them showing off a few things that got announced before the Fan First Friday, because hey, seeing the actual Lord Draken helmet, or hearing about the Jason Trini swap pack, so be it. It's nice to actually see some of these models and stuff that they put out.
Exactly.
So I have no problem with them rehashing that. But I do believe if they're going to do stuff, the people presenting it should have knowledge of it.
Right.
And I do believe that Hasbro has gotten to the point that, they'll still buy the stuff.
Well, yeah, that's most definite.
So Hasbro, whereas some of the other franchises that they have, like Transformers and stuff, there are people who will only buy certain lines, and then there'll be people who won't buy it all if they don't like the, presenter or the lack of knowledge, stuff like that. And they've known that for years.
Right.
But the problem is the Power Ranger group, we can either be extremely pleased and buy everything, or we can complain about everything.
Right.
And Hasbro's getting to the point, in my opinion, because of like people complaining about the silver boots on Lunar Wolf, the lack thereof, and then the stripe. They're like, oh, well, we got, and they're like, oh, we're setting up things to handle situations like that, and to be able to fix this before the figures go out.
Yeah, let me stop you right there.
You had the issue with the Cat 2 pack where people, were taking advantage of the exchange.
Well, okay, let me stop you right there, Rick, with that. Now,
so I do think they're a little frustrated with the Power Ranger family.
Yeah, I get that, but let me stop you with that. Let me stop you right there. People, I mean, listen.
It's only 2%.
I just think that when people are getting like really, it's like, oh, well, the way they present it, it's like blah blah blah. It's like, listen, why does that gotta matter? It's like, listen, and then when they rehatch, I mean, I've seen some. I'm not going to mention any names. I've seen stuff like when somebody got like aggravated with the people presenting these, and then they presented like rehashed, like you said, the rehashing of the Ranger color swap figures, Trini and Jason, and then you have the rehash of the Lord Draken helmet. Now, yes, it was on social media first, but they're gonna rehash what they have because they don't, like I said, they only have a certain amount of things they can release. Because if
they didn't rehash it, it would have been shorter.
Exactly. And like I said, guys, when you don't have a lot of products ready, or if they don't have the go-ahead from the people upstairs, from the guy upstairs, then it's like, okay, well, they're only giving you a chance to do, they have only a certain amount of time to do it, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. So with that said, guys, I think with everything they're doing with the Lightning Collection, I really like what they're doing. Now, people have been finding, like Rick was saying, that the lack thereof, the silver boots or the sixth stripe. A lot of people have been finding that. A lot of people that haven't had a chance to find
Yeah,
those, and then
Hasbro
they
actually did turn around and work on getting that issue fixed. Did they
and then
fix everything? No, because they already had a bunch made.
and I mean, what do you think? I mean, you think they're going to go? Oh, well, we can't release this. No, we're going to release these, and we'll just have to release the ones that are actually properly made. And the Lunar Wolf does not have the holster. A lot of people made a big deal about that. It's like not
I
that
will
big of a deal.
take the lack of a holster over, some of the other issues.
And then going back to the whole Galaxy Glider for the Blue Ranger deluxe figure, they fixed that finally.
Mine actually still came with that X.
I know, but I'm talking about what people have been finding at Target. There have been spots people finding it with the correct symbol.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to look out for that. That's why I'm kind of glad that I didn't pre-order that because I'm like, oh boy. Because my luck is I'd probably still get what I was looking to get, the one with the X, and I'd be like, well, there's the one with the actual correct envelope on it.
Yeah.
But like I said, guys, at the end of the day, at least we got some news on what's coming out and what they're releasing. So, I mean, all it is just the waiting game, guys. We all got to play this waiting game. We can't, there's only so much they can talk about until they know what's ready to be shown or released.
They should have it all ready at once.
Yeah, right. But with that said, we are getting into our next topic, which is an article that was posted by the Luminardi, which is the most popular thing out there, which is a little bit of an announcement of Power Rangers 30th anniversary season. Now, guys, this wasn't an official logo. I looked online to find a good idea to use. This is from an artist that did that, and I just decided to put it together like this for this topic. So they have some news on. They announced some news about the 30th anniversary season of Power Rangers, and so let's go ahead and get into that right now. All right, I'll start here. Okay, the latest of the longest running Power Rangers television series is fastly approaching as we near the franchise 30th anniversary. The Luminardi has learned some exclusive details on what will be involved in the historical season of the show. One of those details is that David Yost, who portrayed Billy Cranston, the original Blue Ranger, will return to Power Rangers after leaving the show in 1996. According to a source close to the project, Yost will be appearing in at least one episode of the 30th season. We expect the new season to be the grand finale to the, what's that word right here?
Hold on.
Right here. To
the incarnation.
Okay, to the incarnation of the show that has been running since 1993. After this, Hasbro will likely shift focus to their upcoming Power Rangers reboot project with Jonathan Entwistle. Season 30 will also feature multiple other returning Rangers throughout the season, and not for just one episode, however. We currently do not have any other information of those actors at this time. Okay, next up, okay. Since 2011, Power Rangers productions Power Rangers productions have, for the most part, been filmed in 44 episode increments, right?
Yep.
However, this upcoming season will have fewer episodes with longer episodes. We do not know how many episodes the 30th season will have exactly, but we know that the episodes will clock in around 44 minutes each. The new
Ooh, that would be
season,
hour-long episodes.
yep, the new season will also return to Netflix after becoming an original series for the service with the 29th season, Dino Fury Season 2. The season will likely premiere on the service in early 2023, similar to past seasons. What will Power Rangers Season 30 look like? While we don't know the full extent of the status of Sentai footage or or no Sentai footage for the 30th season, we have heard rumors that Zenkaiger could be an option. This would, well, what is that word right there? This would,
Hold on.
let me do it right here. Here we go. Right here.
This would contradict
Okay.
a previous report.
Would contradict a previous report, which we reported that Ryu Soldier would be the cutoff point for Sentai adaptations. However, the season is expected to feature primarily American footage, which does align with that report. The reboot is also still in development, with season 30 likely being a project to hold over Hasbro, probably due to COVID related delays. According to Power Rangers leaker Jin Saku, is that right?
I don't know.
Jin Saku, the season could also feature additional suits that will replace the Kikanoids. He also stated that the team will primarily consist of returning Rangers and will feature a new female Ranger. Jinsaku has gotten various reports correct in the past, so there could be some merit to these leaks. Regardless, the 30th season is bound to be something that will be submitted in the Power Rangers history books. This will be something that current and wait, what's that word? Current? Correct?
Current. That current and returning fans
will not want to miss. Okay, so all right. So what I'm gonna say, I'll go to Rick here in a few minutes. I'm gonna just state my opinion on this. Now, seeing this news, I want to say it as a grain of salt right now because we haven't gotten that much information from Hasbro themselves yet. Not saying it's not true. I'm not saying that, but right now we got to look at it as a rumor. Now, with them saying David Yost returning for one episode, that's fine. I mean, as much as I would like for him to return for a full season, that would be good too. But with them doing the idea of having past Rangers return throughout the season, why not? That's pretty cool. And it does kind of add up to what Mega Power Brazil posted on the casting sheets, which is one cast member talking about the new female Ranger. So this could involve just a new character, just one new character, and past Rangers from other seasons. So
yeah.
Now, with all that stated, what does that mean for David Yost's project that he's trying to get off the ground with trying to work with Netflix and Hasbro to do Power Rangers Quantum Continuum. Nothing has been stated yet if that's going to happen or not. Now, in my honest opinion, I still think they could do the 30th anniversary season and then a reunion for the 30th representative anniversary of Power Rangers of Mighty Morphin with that too. Because then, it gives them more room to do stuff.
Maybe it'll establish how they got their powers back and give them more of an excuse to be able to do it.
Right. And with this stated fact of the rumor saying that Zenkaiger would be the season they would adapt, I got to state this fact, guys, all right? They could use, this is just my opinion, that's all I'm going to say, certain things from Zenkaiger they could use. But since they did say they would replace the Kikanoids, which are the 4 other Rangers, more than likely, those returning Rangers would represent some of those teams, some of that team, considering it's the 30th anniversary. But I'm not saying that's not the case. That's the case. But granted,
maybe.
All right, go ahead, Rick.
Maybe they'll do Zenkaiger and create a new female Ranger to go along with him. They'll then fill out the rest of the team with returning Rangers and eventually bring in 2 Kaiger and
more than likely, yeah.
Then have those 3, maybe even bring in essentially 2 Kai Flint, from the stage show where she got her own suit.
Yeah, I mean that could
they could bring that in. There's 4 Rangers plus then fill out. They could have 6, 7 Rangers at a time because we're only going to have rain, and they can either be summoned by the gears or the Zenkai cannon.
So, but like I was saying, guys, there hasn't been. Since there have been saying that they could still adapt seasons all the way up from leading up to a new soldier. Now, with that stated, I'm not saying I don't know what's happening because, guys, I'm just going by news that I read and what I can tell you of what I've read from another site. Now, with the news of David Yost possibly coming back for the 30th anniversary, that's amazing. Because, guys, he left Zeo after Zeo, and he
left during Zeo. It wasn't after.
Yeah. Well, no, during Zeo. Yeah, he left during Zeo. And guys, like I said this in the past. I would love other Rangers to come back. Granted, we've gotten Jason David Frank to come back multiple times. He came back for Forever. He came back for the team up for Forever Red. Came back for Dino Thunder. That guy's came back for a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not saying I'm against him coming back.
We need others as well.
Exactly. I'm glad we got Austin St. John to come back for the, Great Connection episode. That was great.
We got Steve Cardenas. We've gotten Catherine Sutherland. We've gotten Johnny on Bosch. That was a while back, but still.
I know, yeah. And guys, I would love for them to bring back a lot of cast members because this is more opportunity to do this, especially for the 30th anniversary. And, this gives them more an opportunity instead of just doing, we're going to just do one team up episode special and that's it. And then concentrate on this character. This gives it more opportunity to represent past Rangers due to the fact that this is going to be the last season of this Power Ranger universe before they go into the next universe of Power Rangers that will be separate from the show. And when I say separate, guys, this doesn't mean Hasbro is not going to recognize other seasons of Power Rangers back then. They still have the Lightning Collection. They still will represent a lot of the older seasons in the Lightning Collection.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys,
And
I
not
know a
just
lot of
that,
people.
there is still the possibility that they could still recall and do stuff from the
Well,
current universe.
there have been saying the fact that apparently it's going to be a new universe. There's been rumors about that saying that they're not gonna mention the multiverse in this one just quite yet because they're starting over from fresh.
Exactly, but they, like you said, not just yet.
Right, not until the 30th anniversary is over with. But the fact is, guys, Power Rangers is not going anywhere. We are still getting a lot of stuff. They're not the Lightning collections they're doing. I would be shocked if they stopped doing any of the Lightning collection and just started to move on to something new with Power Rangers. They're still going to work on a lot of stuff for the Lightning collection, more than likely, which is a very, very big possibility. We're still getting everything for the Lightning collection. They got so many seasons to work on, guys. And they still have a lot to do with Mighty Morphin, even though a lot of people are getting sick and tired of Mighty Morphin. I understand that, but it's just like you got to understand that was the first series of the Power Ranger franchise.
It's the lifeblood.
But like I said, guys, if David Yost announced to come back, he hasn't said anything about this. He's just been talking about Quantum Continuum. I mean, guys,
this might be Hasbro's way of like, hey, you do this, and we'll talk.
And guys, you got to remember though, he cannot say anything about this. He's got it. He's under contract. If he's agreed to come back now, like I said, I would like Davey Yost to come back more than just one episode. Granted, if we're getting him for one episode, if we're getting him for just one episode, I'm fine with that. That's fine. But at least we get him back. It's good to know Davey Yost would come back, because after what happened to him on the set of Zeo and everything, it
wasn't just on Zeo. From my understanding, from what was said, it happened for several years, and he finally had enough.
Right, and I've met Davey Yost. He's a really nice guy.
It should never have happened.
Yeah, and like I said, I met a lot of the cast members. I met Davey Yost plenty of times. He's a really nice guy.
Definitely.
And he's not, he does not shun the Power Ranger cast, the actor. He does not shun any of, the fans or anything like that. He does not treat the fans. He
doesn't even have a grudge against the actors.
Right. And
because they're not the ones responsible.
And all I can say is, guys, it's about time that Davey Yost comes back. Because this is amazing. I mean, look, this is, it's Billy Cranston. I mean, come on. How could you not want him back? I mean, even though they brought back the Blue Ranger in Grid Connections, even though they didn't have him voice that character. Billy did come back in some shape or form, even though it wasn't Davey Yost or anything. I'm just saying the fact is him physically coming back for the 30th anniversary is going to be history in the making. And I do like what was said on here. But guys, like I said, until we get more information on this, leave it as a rumor for now. Because I can't say it's totally legit until we get news from Hasbro themselves. So hopefully sometime later this year. I mean, PMC is happening in August. Might get something there. You never know. But speaking of PMC, we're going to get into some guest announcements from PMC. So here we go. First up for the next guest announcements, we've got Lex Lang, the voice of Ecliptor and the voice of Larago. I did not know he did the voice of Larago. I had no idea he did the voice of.
I want to see something here.
I don't remember him doing the voice of Larago. Alpha? But he did play the voice of Ecliptor in Power Rangers in Space. And he also is he's worked on the project, the fan series Bloodline of the Grid, which is a Power Rangers series, which has Christopher Kim Lee.
Here's something else. Lex Lane,
Yeah.
Zanaku.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Huh.
Yeah. He was Larigo and Ragog.
Oh, he played Ragog as well?
Yeah. And the reason you
Jeez.
probably didn't know that was because he was not credited as Lex Lane for those roles.
Really?
They put him as Alexis Lang.
Ah. So we got that announcement. Next up, we have now, guys.
He was also part of Doom or of Masked Rider and VR Troopers,
Guys,
and was Louis Kaboom.
guys, I'm so excited about this announcement. I gotta tell you, I was so happy to hear about this. So happy about this. Liana Ramirez is going to be at PMC this year. Yes.
Nate's Dream Girl.
Dude, I'm happy that she's going to be there. I mean, she was there already, but she wasn't there as in announced. She was just a guest like the rest of us. But now she's an actual guest.
She's one of the few people who can actually say they've been on the other side.
Exactly. Guys, I am so excited that she's going to be there. I cannot wait. And I'm glad she's going to be there all 3 days because I'm excited. I'm excited that she's going to be there. This is awesome. I'm going to be really happy to meet. It's going to be really great to meet her.
And she is Nate's Dream Girl.
Don't worry, Ravi. I'm not going to take her from you. All right. And next up, we've got another guest announcement. We've got Sabrina Liu. She played the Americanized version of Scorpina. I'm friends with her on Facebook. She's really nice. This time I'll definitely get a picture with her. So she'll be there as well at PMC. The next up, we've got Azim Rizk. Jake, the black Megaforce Ranger, and the green Super Megaforce Ranger, which he's still wondering why they changed his color. But Ghost ain't going to tell him shit, so just deal with it, Jake.
So, but he said there's a simple explanation for that.
Explosion! Damn it, Michael Bay.
Go to the explosions.
There's a simple explanation for that. Oh, look, there's an attack on the city. Go. But yep, he will be there. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. And then we've got Campbell Cooley. He has played the voice of Alpha 6 in Operation Overdrive. He has also done the voice of many other Power Ranger villains. He played the voice of Malcor or something like that, or from Megaforce.
Malcor?
He also did the voice. Not Malcor.
Divatox's fiance?
No, I'm talking about the villain that was part of Megaforce, the first villain. He also did the voice of Scrozzle, and he also does the voice of, right now in Dino Fury, Slither. Whammo! So he will be there as well. And then we've got another Alien Ranger, Kareem Prince. I've met him. He's a really nice guy. So he will be joined by David Bacon. There hasn't been any announcements about if they're going to have Raja Barati and Adam Palmer or Jim Gray there yet, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. So he will be joining the guest roster. And also Christopher Kamen Lee, the Red Space Ranger. He will be there. Definitely stop by and say hi to him and get a bunch of his stuff signed, which includes a 2-box and the freaking Andros figure. And when I mean Andros figure, I mean the Andros figure.
Yeah. The hold on.
Okay. Excellent. That one. Get that signed. I'm sure.
Which, by the way, this suit, the suit that he's in this, without the robe, is now in the comics.
Which we will talk about in the next episode. You will see about that. We're not talking about this in this episode. We're saving it for the next one. So
but
I'm going to say.
But that does give us hope for the Omega Rangers.
Yep. And also, next up for PMC, Roger Velasco. He will be there. He played Carlos. He was the second Green Turbo Ranger and the Black Space Ranger. So he will be there. And Rick's going to be happy about this one. I know I am too, but Claire Blackwelder, Kendall Morgan is going to be there herself. I look forward to seeing her again. I got a picture with them at the table when they had the Dial Charge cast members there. I'm definitely going to get a picture with her individually. I've seen videos with other fans with her. She seems such a down-to-earth person. I look forward to seeing her. I want to get a picture with a lot of these actors. It's just that hopefully
for the last few years with conventions, I haven't bothered meeting celebrities or getting autographs just because I've already met a lot of them. But exception.
I mean,
I am going to get picture and autograph.
Well, with me, I only usually get pictures with the actors. I mean, even if with the ones I've met, I get pictures with the actors. I do get pictures with them because I
already have her autograph on a Purple Ranger figure.
Well, true. But me,
that I won from something at the previous PMC. Right before going out to get the autographs. So it was the last time they were in Pasadena.
Yeah.
But remember in the thing they were handing out things and I happened to get her figure and
oh yeah. Dude, I gotta tell you though, with these actors going there, guys, I'm so excited to talk to them again, get some pictures with them. So I do plan on getting pictures with a lot of the actors, even the ones I've already gotten pictures with, because I do like enjoying getting pictures with them. Because I do like meeting them, I do like talking to them. It's always fun. So before we move on to the Ranger Stop 2022 guest announcements, Rick, out of these ones, who are you looking forward to meet? I wonder who.
Claire.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to. There's a couple there I haven't actually met.
Yeah.
But the one I
met him a couple of times.
I'm
good.
Claire.
I met him a couple. I met him plenty of times. I'm good. I don't even meet Christopher Cavely anymore.
No, you'll walk by and he'll be like, "Hey, Nate, you forgetting to buy another autograph?"
I don't even know if I only got like one autograph from him. Well, I probably got a lot of autographs, but anyway, yeah, he'll be there, so that's good. If you guys want to meet him, definitely stop by his booth. But me, I mean, there's a lot of these actors I can't wait to see again, and a lot of them that I look forward to meeting for the first time, and that includes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to meet her too, but
Liana, I think it's is it Liana? Liana Ramirez. She's
one that I haven't met before, and I will most likely at least get a picture with her too.
I mean,
but
it's Roxy.
Roxy. Miss Morgan. Kendall.
And it's funny because I think they wanted to portray her character like she was in her 30s.
Yes. Yes, they wanted to make her seem like she was older. And yet they didn't want to cast an older person for the part. Because they wanted a young person to play the older character so that the young teen audience would be into her character more.
Oh, a lot of people were. I mean, don't disagree with them on there. But
I
they,
mean, don't
she's
get me
very
wrong. You had Camilla as well. Is that how you
Camilla
pronounce her name?
Hyde. Camilla,
Yeah.
I think it's Camilla.
But
Camilla. One of those two.
sorry, Claire.
Whatever. So anyway, guys, there's that announcement for that. And now we're going to move on to Ranger Stop and Pop. No, Ranger Stop 2022 announcements. So we will have Philip Jean Marie, or John Marie. I think it's John Marie or G Marie. He the
Wild Force Blue.
Wild Force Blue. He will be there at Ranger Stop in November. So you guys stop by and see him. And also, Miss Catherine Sutherland. She will be there. Definitely stop by her booth and meet her at Ranger Stop if you didn't get a chance to see her at PMC this year, or Ranger Stop and Pop. And speaking of Ranger Stop and Pop, that's our next guest announcements. We've got Michael Copon, the cool blue Time Force Ranger, Lucas. He will be there, guys. Definitely stop by and see him at Ranger Stop and Pop in June. And then also joining him will be the Beast Morphers Red Ranger, Rory Travis. He will be there in June at Ranger Stop and Pop at the Sheraton Atlanta Hotel. Now, guys, this next guest had to cancel, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that. Unfortunately, guys, for those of you who were looking forward to meeting Melanie Perkins, she had to cancel for some reason. I don't know what the reason was, but
personal reasons. Be
but
respectful.
Yeah, it was a shame that she won't be there, guys. But they will be refunding people that got photo ops with her. That have pre-ordered photo ops. They will refund you that. So hopefully we'll see her at. I mean, that'd be great if she'll be at PMC. We'll have to wait and see about that. But unfortunately, she won't be able to make it to Ranger Stop and Pop this year. So sucks, but things happen. But they will be announcing more guests for Ranger Stop and Pop, and we will make sure to keep that up to date with that. Now, Rick, with Ranger Stop and Pop, who do you think, if you were going, who would you want to meet at Ranger Stop?
I mean, I haven't met Wild Force Blue yet.
Max, I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to be able to see Melanie Perkins, but
Yeah, Ranger Stop and Pop, yeah.
She had personal reasons, and hey, you gotta take care of yourself before you can take care of your fans.
Nothing but respect.
Exactly.
But guys, just go to the Facebook page. The passes are available for PMC right now, and then they are working on the process of emailing people new barcodes. I haven't got mine yet, but just keep a lookout for that. And also, membership passes for Ranger Stop are available. They should be up for sale right now, I believe. Ranger Stop and Pop, you can still get your passes for that. So keep an eye out for everything. And, I will more than likely put this in the description again, but like I said, guys, keep an eye out later down this week. Maybe because it's a lot to talk about. So anyway, next up, speaking of to talk about, it's Rick's Boom time.
All right, hold on.
Okay. Let's go back and send you that article.
All right. Hopefully I got the right article.
Let me look for you while you're there.
Well, I've got an article pulled up, so.
Is it from Boom Studios?
Yep.
Okay.
So, Boom Studios Charge to 100. The celebration for their 100th issue.
Oh, my legs.
The historic Charge to 100 event will start with Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers issues 18. So, Mighty Morphin came out last week. Power Rangers came out this week. In fact, I don't have Mighty Morphin yet, or I don't have Power Rangers yet because I didn't get a chance to go to a comic book shop this weekend. But I got Mighty Morphin number 18. So you see, they got their Charge to 100 sticker up in the corner. They even have
that again. All right, there we go.
Yeah. So the thing is, this isn't like a massive crossover event, stuff like that. This is literally them celebrating putting out 100 issues. Right now, 18 for Mighty Morphin is Legacy number 90. So we'll have 11 issues from Mighty Morphin 18 to issue number 100, which will be Mighty Morphin 22, if I did my math correctly, because 19 is 92. Oh, 23. Sorry. Mighty Morphin number 23 will be the official 100th issue. This is Boom Studios, under license by Hasbro Inc., is excited to announce the milestone Mighty Morphin Power Rangers event Charged to 100, leading up to the historic 100th issue of the best-selling comic book series based on a global pop culture phenomenon. To celebrate, the celebratory event begins in April with Mighty Morphin 18 and Power Rangers 18, Legacy 90, 91 respectively. Then continuing in their, and they will hit the epic special 100th issue in September. So it may not even be issue 23 of Mighty Morphin. It might be a combined issue for all we know. It could be a double size, including an issue of both. The event Charged to 100 will unfold in an upcoming issue of Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, along with special one-shots as the Power Rangers and Omega Rangers join forces with some familiar galactic faces to battle a terrifying new cosmic threat that is rising from the depths to threaten every living thing in existence. So it might actually be a crossover.
Rick had to literally retract his statement.
Well, I retracted, then I put it back.
Yeah. So, with that said,
it's absolutely incredible to think that we'll reach 100 issues of our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics this September. This is a statement from the editor. When we first published Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 1 in 2016, we knew we had something special in the works. So truly honored to celebrate this milestone with all the fans who have supported our stories for the last 6 years. This milestone event will lead up to one of the most explosive issues of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, with even more twists, special appearances, and heartfelt moments than ever before. So hold on to your seats as we charge to 100. So yeah, that was from the editor at Boom Studios, Duffin Plebane. I'm probably butchering that name. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll forgive you.
But I mean, they've done one hell of a job on this comic. I have the Archive Collection Volume 1. I'm looking for Volume 2. I've got a good lead on it for a decent price, so I'll probably end up buying it next week if it's still available. So nobody find my secret source and buy it out. But I mean, the old comics were like campy and all cartoony.
Yeah,
they didn't take themselves serious, but then again, a lot of the Mighty Morphin episodes really didn't either.
and
they were more about the whole teamwork and just being a good all-around person. And yeah, they had some environmental stuff in there to help fight pollution and because let's face it, pollution is bad.
Let me say this.
But it wasn't done in a way to be like political. They did it more in a way to get people to be like, yeah, that's a good idea. And, then the comedy where it's like, ha ha ha, Bulk and Skull. But I mean, even some of the comics didn't take themselves even that serious, where the Rangers weren't the comedy relief.
Well,
and Boom Studios has honored the development of the Rangers from the show and actually is keeping a lot of the character build. I mean, yes, Jason, Trini, and Zach going off on their own, doing the Omega Ranger thing. They're still building out what Jason, Trini, and Zach could have been if they had been still in the show.
Right.
And they're getting a chance to actually have a more serious role. And that is great.
Yeah, let me go back with what you were saying. Those other comics that you've got, like from paper cuts, from like the Marvel thing, it's like, they didn't take it seriously because they weren't planning on turning it into an actual storyline. They just randomly added
all individual comics, although there were a few that were continuations.
Right, and my thing is like, back then they weren't thinking about turning it into a whole
coherent story.
They weren't thinking about turning it into a whole storyline thing. So, but now, with Boom Studios, they've done a great job, and they're going to be up to their 100th comic. So that's pretty.
That's just 100 in the main storyline. The thing is, what they're not counting here for this charge to 100, because technically they've already passed 100 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not counting Go-Go Power Rangers.
Right.
Which was 32 issues on its own. Then you have issue 0, which is also not being counted. Because they said with issue 1, so they're not even counting issue 0. They've done the Turtles, they've done Power Rangers Pink, they've done Power Rangers Justice League. They've done a couple graphic novels. They've done Power Rangers Universe with a few other issues. They've done what that newest one, Universe.
That's what you're just saying, right? Yeah, Power Rangers Universe, yeah. And Unlimited, Power Rangers Unlimited, and that. So, but with that said, this is going to be awesome, guys. We'll be definitely.
This is just 100 issues of the main storyline that started with Mighty Morphin, and it's almost like they're like, well, yeah, Go-Go Power Rangers don't count by not including it. But the thing is, and some fans may not be happy about that, but you also got to remember, Mighty Morphin started before the Go-Go Power Ranger line and continued after. Right. And those issues were never counted as part of that numbering system for Mighty Morphin. When they split Mighty Morphin Power Rangers into the two comics, they took the name solely from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers title, and that's why the legacy numbers continued off of there without incorporating.
Right. And with that said, I wanted to say congratulations for them getting up to that many comic issues. I mean, that's amazing. And Go-Go Power Rangers, they did combine them in crossovers like Shattered Grid, and then you had Necessary Evil. So they did do that, but
somewhat.
And like I said, guys, that's pretty cool. And Rick, before we move on to our next topic, is there anything else you want to state right here for this?
Oh, definitely. Like, support your local comic book stores, support your small businesses, and support the paper copy. So, because by supporting the paper copy, convinces them they hit issue 200, issue 300, issue 400.
God, dude, we'd be dead.
And then issue 500.
Oh, dude. I don't know how long we'd be alive for if we tried to get up to that.
Well, let's see. It took them 6 years to get to 100, so to get to 200 would be another 6 years, so that would put you around 42. 43, depending on, the math there. And then, of course, you got 6 more years for 300. But then again, they could add a third title, and that could speed the process up even more.
Right. So next up, guys, is our
Morphin, Power, and then Rangers, and have 4 comics, and we could get to issue 200 and a fourth of the time.
Okay. So next up, guys, we have our last topic of this evening, which is the Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2 episode rate. And we will be giving our rate and our little review of it for episode 6, Jam Session. All right, so in this scene right here, you see Centaura holding a Sporix. So it's like she's like, what can I do with this? So this is what basically brought me back to life, brought me out of my coma. Of course, yeah, my precious. I'm
gonna eat this.
Oh dear God! Oh my God! So Void Knight sees her. Tarek sees her with one of the Sporix, and he says, "Well, why? What are you doing?" Because the other villains do not know that she exists, of what Void Knight was using to power the machine and why he was using that machine. So in that we see that scene right there, and
well, they learned.
Now in this episode, this involves the Rangers not being able to call their Zords because he created a Zord jammer. So some sort of type of device that jams the signal from contacting the Zords. But the Rangers end up seeing this one freaking egotistical rock star has the Freeze Dino key as a necklace. So they got to try to find a way to get it back from him. So they try to make a deal with him that, whatchamacallit, Javi will, because his guitar player quit because of his ego, because of the main singer ego. So, Javi steps up, but then he realized he forgot that his dad's reward thing was going on at the same time. His dad was getting accepted a medal, And his dad never approved of his music. He always thought it was a waste of time. So, there's a lesson in this. There's a lesson in this. And, they have a fight, and he basically calls his father a hypocrite. Can you believe that? So now the Rangers have the Dino Freeze key, the Freeze Dino key, which gives them the Freeze battle armor. And, you can't have a battle armor without a Zord. And that is the Terra Freeze Zord. Right here.
Well, you
Terra
could,
Freeze Zord,
but it wouldn't make them money.
The Terra Freeze Zord in battle mode. So they finally debuted the Terra Freeze Zord, and that was cool. And I'm happy we finally got that in the show. But also, Rick,
What
do you remember of this episode?
That the singer had it as a necklace, that Tarek was trying to do a Zord jammer. The reason that they really needed the key was because it was a Zord that Tarek didn't have the signature to be able to block.
Yeah.
Didn't they get a big thing in the sky that Terra Freeze Zord had to take down?
Yes.
And did the Terra Freeze Zord combine with T-Rex Champion Zord?
Not yet. That's in the next episode. But
okay.
Guys, in this episode, they finally debuted Centaura as a new character, as a new villain. She goes into that Sporix machine,
right?
And we introduce you to Void Queen. So, guys, we've got a new villain, and then this episode ends, Javi's father being wrong about everything, and they realize and all that stuff, and but with that said, this was a great episode. I liked it. It was good. Like I said, the message was really good there, because his father, I think that the dad really had more, it seemed like he had more favoritism towards Izzy than he did to his own flesh and blood, because Izzy was his stepdaughter.
Yeah, but Izzy was also the sports person, and yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't love his son. He doesn't hate his son. It's just that his son, he didn't see his son's, he didn't think his son, he didn't see Javi.
He didn't see potential.
Yeah, Javi, he didn't think that Javi really used his potential. Instead of, but it's finally that his dad finally realizes after many episodes and into another season. So with that said, I will give this episode a 9. It's still good. The typical message and everything, and I'm glad we got the debut of Void Queen and the Terra Freeze Zord. Rick, what do you give this episode?
I'm going to give this one an 8 because it did have, a good lesson that, a parent should be able to see, their child's hobby, and the fact that, it's what led Javi to get the job at Buzz Blast, to make the money to support his hobby.
Exactly.
But it also shows, you got to be there for family regardless, because, it was still wrong of Javi to miss his dad's award ceremony.
Right, but
it also showed that Mr. Garcia should have been, not as hypocritical, like, hey, you need to be here for me, but I don't need to be there for you. Exactly. Family's about family, and it shouldn't matter what. So, exactly. Yeah, I'm giving it an 8 because it did have a good message. But, again, at the end of the day, we can always put Coles into the show.
Right.
So, I can't give it a perfect score.
Yeah. I mean, 8's still good, and 8 is still a good score. I think that, like Rick said, I mean, his dad really didn't see the point of his music or anything. He always thought it was a waste of time, and it was one of those things. But he never supported it. So, but yeah,
But
I
wanted
gave it
to
a
be
9. Rick
supported.
gave it an 8. So, um, with that said, guys, that's it of our episode. So we will be back next week. But Rick, is there anything you'd like to say before I do my outro?
Again, support your local comic book stores, support the paper copy, support your small businesses.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I know that this was a long episode and we had so much to cover. Um, I had to switch things around because I didn't realize that I put something up there that I swapped the information around a little too much, and then I got the wrong information on my topic list, so I had to switch it around there. But good thing it worked out the way it did. We will be back with another episode of LR4 next Sunday at the same time. And that will be episode 164. You will see the title at the end of this episode. I will be posting a lot of the pre-order, or the links you can go to pre-order the Super 7 figures, the Lightning Collection Power Sword. Unfortunately, I think Target might still have the Lightning Collection Ninja Rangers available for pre-order, but I'll have to go back and look because those are Target exclusives. The Ninja Rangers are Target exclusives. So, but just keep an eye out for the description. I will post the links in the description below. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a lot to post because there's so much to post on there. And it's just, it's a lot to do. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. So make sure you guys stay safe, stay healthy, stay more phenomenal. And as Zordon always says, may the power protect you. And remember, it's morphin' time. See you next Sunday, guys.
Bye.
Later. Oh no, we're in trouble now. Oh boy.